the Boo-to-You parade for a non-Disney guy growing up is fantastic. It really is. It's such an awesome parade. It starts with the Headless Horseman, and it's obviously everybody in their Halloween get up, and you've got the grave diggers, scraping their shovels on the ground, sparking the place up, and yeah, it's a awesome parade.
Two dads on a mission, chasing magic through the parks. From rope drop to the fireworks, lighting up the dark. Yeah, we're the wildest dads in the wilderness on the ultimate ride. Buckle up, the adventure starts tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in to the wildest dads in the wilderness. We've got a fun one tonight. Gonna hit some Disney events. And I've got my guy with me here, Landon, as always. Landon, what's happening?
We're back in the building.
Back
it is going to be a fun one. We're going to test some new waters. We might play a game. We might go to a listener for a little bit of info. What else we might do?
I think that's about it. I don't know for sure.
Gonna be a good one. Hey, Friday Night Lights have kicked off. Local high school teams are.
Really?
It was actually Thursday Night Lights this week. Yeah, I saw a lot of the big schools play last night.
It was not on my radar.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
High school football's back, baby. Not really on my radar either, but with my new line of work, kind of have to know what's going on with the high school scene. So
that is true. I don't think I've been to a high school game since we were in high school.
13 years. Neither.
Yeah. Good to know. And that has been on our list. I do need to take my big guy to a high school football game.
Yeah, we even talked about that last year with, talking about just let him run around, play.
Mm-hmm.
It don't even matter what high school it is, but just
we started taking him to high school basketball
environment.
My big guy, he liked basketball, so we've been to a few high school basketball games.
Really?
And I mean, the school closest to our house, you might as well be at like a small college game. I mean, we went, I think year before last, they had a kid that was 6'10". Like, dude was trying to break the backboard. Like, maybe he was 6'8". I don't want to. Yeah. It's not embellish, but
yeah.
they had a big man.
Either way, you get that boy on that big
and adults out there. Yeah, it was fun to watch. But we got some messages. I talk about EP being our super fan, our most avid listener. I think CJ is in the running. CJ is, and I always appreciate CJ. Thanks for always reaching out, man. Always appreciate. Sends a lot of good feedback on episodes. Tagged us in some post on his trip. CJ sent me a message and said, "Hey, I got a trip coming up, and I know Darius is y'all's update guy. But if you need any updates, let me know." And I was like, "Heck yeah, give us all the updates you want." So CJ, they went and did a split Universal Disney trip. And they started off by staying at the Terra Luna for 2 nights, which is a Universal resort, which sounded like it was pretty cool. He said the rooms were about the same size as Pop Century, but I mean, I think the thing with the Universal versus Disney, I think they don't have nearly as much actual land. So I mean, you're pretty darn close to all the
access is good.
Theme parks, yeah. But he said it was pretty nice. He said he didn't know if he'd stay there for like a full week or not, but it was a nice little, super easy to get to Epic Universe and all that. Some decent food options. And then when they got to Disney World, he said, I'll quote this one. "The animation courtyard in the Walt Disney Presents is really cool. A great tribute to the history and future of Disney. Rock and roller coasters, so much fun. We loved the update, and it helped that we got song number 2. And then he said, the update to Big Thunder is fantastic. So much smoother of a ride, and that by itself makes it much more enjoyable." So, some solid updates from CJ. I've heard that from a lot of people, that Big Thunder is...
I've heard that too, and that is very interesting to me, given my upcoming trip with a potential youngin that we're going to be putting on roller coasters, because... like Seven Dwarfs is kind of herky-jerky. I would be a little bit leery about putting them on that. And with Big Thunder, everybody's talking about being smoothed out. It might be a perfect little ride to kind of, I don't know if that's how we're going to break the doors down with the roller coasters, but it'll definitely give us another one to try if he does enjoy it. So
I think Big Thunder would be fun.
I think so too. And there's nothing scary on the ride, like he's kind of sometimes he'll get a little weird with what he's afraid of at that time, and maybe who knows if Seven Dwarfs, you get to see the witch. That might not be something he's fired up about, but nothing at all scared about Big Thunder. So we'll probably give it a go.
But appreciate the updates from CJ. That's one of those things. Like when we started the whole podcast, I was just thinking about earlier. I don't know that we knew that we would. I mean, one, have anybody listening, but any kind of interactions. But have really appreciated all the folks that have been following along and listening and writing in. And, send us any updates you got, any park tips, whatever you want to talk about. Give us feedback on episodes. We're enjoying the camaraderie, the community through all of this. So hit us up.
Yeah. EP, step it up. You got somebody hot on your heels.
Come on, EP. No, EP sends updates all the time. All right, let's hop in here.
So what are we doing next?
That my co-host didn't know about. How's he gonna do? Let's find out now.
We lied. He knew about it.
I knew about it, but
I didn't make a new drop.
There's no way to prep for this. So even knowing about it, I technically don't know.
It says
/
my drop thing says surprise game audio, and I think that's still true.
Yeah, for both of us.
We are doing. This has been kind of viral. It's been all over the internet.
Yeah, y'all seen this.
We're going to put our own spin on it. The same word challenge. We have 5 chances to say the exact same word. Way it works, we're just going to 1, 2, 3. We both say a word, and we got to find a way to meet in the middle somewhere. Put our own spin on this. We're going strictly Magic Kingdom. So we're saying words that are in the Magic Kingdom, I guess.
So, Harry, walk me through this. I say a word, you say a word, and we try to inch those words closer
at the same
to
time.
The same meaning. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're both going to say a word, and we're going to both be at the opposite ends of the spectrum. We're both going to kind of try to figure out how to get those 2 words combined to say the same word on the next try.
Right.
Boy, the old rookie about to show.
Let me see.
I've got a word. I'm ready. I say that.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yeah. Well, you count it down. 1, 2, 3, and then say the word. All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's go for it. 1, 2, 3. PhilharMagic. Magic and Gaston's.
I was hoping I was hoping you wouldn't hit me with something crazy. And I thought Gaston's might be a little bit more crazy than what you were expecting from me. So
that's definitely not what I was expecting from you.
What you expect?
Okay, I've got an idea on how we can put these together though.
I don't have one yet.
You ready?
So. No.
Okay, well this is a podcast. We can't have this much dead air.
Let's go.
That's part of the game. We just got to roll with it. All right, 1, 2, 3. Carousel.
Dinner.
You got to say a word at the same time as me.
I said dinner.
I know, on like a 2-second delay.
But something freaked out. You kind of got a little glitchier there at the end, so I'm trying to read your lips.
Okay, fair enough. Wink, wink. Dinner?
Yeah.
PhilharMagic and Gaston's equals dinner. Okay.
No, it doesn't.
So,
you're
so now
we're on
we've
a
got
podcast. We can't edit nothing.
Dinner and carousel. There is an answer here.
I
know the right answer here. Are you there?
Got one. I
right.
mean,
there's a correct answer.
Are we going one word or two? Are we going one word or two?
No, you can say it however you want.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Pinocchio.
Garden Grill.
What? I don't know about the Garden Grill.
It's a spinning restaurant. Dinner and carousel.
Garden Grill's in Magic Kingdom?
We're just doing Magic Kingdom.
Bro!
That's on me. That's on me.
You. I don't know where it's at, but so we're at strike 4. So we've already struck out. We getting a couple second chances.
Okay, so what did we just? I said Garden Grill, which that doesn't help anybody, and you said Pinocchio's. All right, let's go for it.
Hold on. We're gonna have to just edit out this blank space here for a second. So you went Garden Grill, and I went Pinocchio's. And now, so we're just gonna say another random word, and we're gonna have to go 1 for 1.
I'm pretending I didn't even say Garden Grill. Like we're just picking something.
All right, 1,
2, 3. Small
Tron.
World.
Oh, let's meet in the middle. You know where I'm at. You know where I'm at. Smells in the air.
In between Small World and Tron.
Smells in the air.
All right.
I know where I'm
ready?
at. I'm going. There's only one answer.
1, 2, 3. Cinderella Castle.
Tomorrowland Speedway.
Oh, no. You tried to tell me.
I tried to tell you. It smells in the air.
I was thinking Cinderella like Royal Table. I was going for middle, but you went middle that way and I went middle this way.
Yeah. Garden Grill, man.
Dude.
Oof. You got us.
We're garbage at that
0
game.
for 1. 0 for 1. We'll try again next time.
That's mostly on me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like the second one might have been on you, and then the whole rest of the game was on me.
The second one was a complete just dinner. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. You rushed me, and I didn't want to sound dumb, so I made sure it was obviously dumb. So I didn't want to say something that wasn't in Magic Kingdom like my co-host did.
Yeah, no, I got excited. I heard dinner and carousel, and I got amped.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a right answer.
There's a reason we're not going in the whole Disney bubbles, because your co-host would really struggle with that. So
we're just going to have to practice our games. That was, I don't know if that's more
talking about the
entertaining or
smell
less
being
to
in the
post
air.
that.
The smell being in the air. I don't remember where we were, but the whole family, I have no idea where we were at. But something came by us. It might have been an old truck or something, and it smelled like an old go-kart track.
Yeah.
And Brody, you could see Brody went, he was smelling it. And that's the only thing he knows it smells like that is either dirt bike races or Tomorrowland Speedway. And me and Paige both looked at each other, and he said, "Y'all smell that?" And we're like, "Yeah, we saw you sniffing. We know that you're ready to go to Disney World." So it definitely struck a nerve for him.
Man, that's how you know you're raising them right. They can get a whiff.
He likes the go-kart track at Disney
I remember
World.
as a kid, me and my sister doing that with the drive-through by our house growing up. The Dairy Queen drive-through.
Okay.
Smells like the ice cream shop. From the car when they open the window, it smells like the ice cream shop at the end of Main Street.
Okay.
Like that was like we would
I know
go.
the smell of the Dairy Queen, the ice cream shop at the end of Main Street. We're still learning.
Couldn't care less
but
about Dairy Queen, but that's where we got ice cream because we put on some Disney music and be like, "Let's roll."
We're there.
Like we're going to
down
Magic
Main.
Kingdom. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's gonna be a lot of listeners that don't think we ought to be raising our kids to know the smell of Tomorrowland Speedway, but it's a sweet ride, y'all. Y'all check it out.
Oh my gosh, I've got to send my sister a text right now because she's sending me a million text messages and like it's
shout out your sister. Tell her we're talking about it right now on the podcast. Bro, you gonna rush me through my dinner?
I mean, it pops up on the screen.
We're going cold.
God.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know about every episode for the last 2 months. We have talked about how hot it is in Alabama, but let me tell you, the last week has been in the 100 degrees, real heat, and real feel at like 110. And it has been hot even for the Alabama boys, I feel like.
That was
we got a new like project manager that started where I'm at, and he's from Ohio. And this is like his first freaking 2 weeks.
He's dying.
And he's like, "Guys, let me tell y'all, it's freaking hot." And I'm like, "Bro, it's hot for us. I can't imagine how hot it is for you." Like we're all suffering right now, and he's feeling it. First 2 weeks, welcome home.
How do you think Disney World is right now?
Hot.
I bet it's rough.
It is. Yeah. I bet it's melting rubber off the bottom of shoes. It's so hot because we have hit a heat streak.
All right, let's get it.
Is this a list or a ranking? We don't really know, but here you go.
All right. So I think we said at the beginning, Disney World events. These are the little events that you got to pay a little bit extra for. I think most, if not all, are pretty much outside of park hours. And we're going to hit them all. You want to kick it off or you want me to?
Yeah, I'll kick it off. This is kind of a second episode to this tab on Disney World's website. I'm going to start off with kind of my first pick. Usually we would go from 10 to 1 if we're making a list, and we'd save our best for last. But This is the only one on my list I've actually done, and this is not so scary Halloween party. This party is running from August 7th to October 31st. It is a separate ticketed event. This year it is from 7 to midnight, and I think the doors actually open if you have that ticket and you don't have a park ticket, you can actually get in, I think, at 4. The website is showing it's $119 to $229. I don't know where that $119 is coming from. We have tickets for the end of September for our trip, and they are nowhere close to $119. So, maybe that was when it's
random numbers.
When it first started. Yeah, maybe the first week of August. Maybe they were cheap. So I'm going to kind of read off what list I've made, and then I'll talk about our experience there last year. The theme is obviously spooky. You got some spooky attractions. So Space Mountain is your standard Space Mountain in the dark, but it's got some spooky music overlay playing. Seems pretty cool.
Really?
I didn't do it last year. With the littles, it was more of a trick-or-treating event for us and a fireworks / parade.
Have you ever done it? Let me ask you this.
Space Mountain or Space
like
Mountain?
like a Space Mountain over. Well, okay. Here's my question. Hey, a Space Mountain Halloween spooky.
No.
Okay. Because I also talked to ChatGPT for a minute, and it told me that Space Mountain, spoiler alert, I'm about to do the Very Merry Christmas Party. It told me that it had a Christmas overlay. That is not true. Disneyland's has a Christmas overlay. Just want to make sure we're spitting as many facts as possible. So I don't know if it was, that may be true for Disney World. I don't know. It wasn't.
Mine was supposed to be through Disney World. I have not confirmed that, but
I'll confirm while you finish spitting the facts.
It sounds like Space Mountain is kind of a standard ride with just some kind of spooky music playing. And the only other kind of ride overlay, if you want to call it, that I did see was the tea party, the teacups, the Mad Tea Party. It has some special lighting. The big thing is the trick-or-treating, if we're being honest, especially with kids. The trick-or-treating is huge. You kind of start the party off right with getting your trick-or-treating bag. As soon as you're kind of admitted into the party, you're getting your first trick-or-treating stop with your candy. And let me tell you, this whole deal is sponsored by Mars. I don't know if it is for this year, but in the past, it's always been sponsored by Mars. I'm assuming that's a Disney contract thing. And if anybody's ever shopped at the gas station, Mars is the best freaking candy there is. You know, you got M&Ms, you got, Three Musketeers, Skittles, I think Snickers, Twix, everything's Mars. So it's kind of the best of the best when it comes to your candy haul. And I think, if I remember right, when you first get your bag, the first haul you hit, the first trick-or-treat stop you hit, it's kind of like one big, I think it was a new M&M's flavor that was coming out. So they gave us like a big bag of M&M's. And every other trick-or-treat stop you hit, it was like a big old ice scooper. And they would scoop into their bucket, just dump it in your bag.
By the end of the night, man, they're trying to get rid of that stuff.
You kind of got to take a secondary bag, like a big bag, so you can dump all your small sacks into as they fill up. Especially with kids, they will go a little bit heavy on the kids' scoops. I've noticed that, like, you know, mom and pop in the back with their bag out is going trick-or-treating, you don't get a full scoop. But the kids get the scoops falling out the side, you know, over the handles. They're getting the big scoops. So next I have the fireworks and Boo Parade. I'm gonna come back to that. I've got a list of characters for this year's Halloween party. New is I'm gonna come back to that because the significance of it. But the characters this year, you got a Masquerade with Stitch. That is new, and there's like a new Captain Jack Sparrow. I think he's kind of doing something with some of his pirate buddies. You got the Barbershop Quartet as the Cadaver Dans. Obviously, you got Mickey and Minnie in their Halloween get up, and then Donald, Daisy, and I think Pluto were over there by the where you worked, the Storybook Circus.
In the circus. All right, let me. I want to hop into the characters for a second before we move too far off. Because back when I haven't been to a Halloween party since before I had kids, so it's been a hot minute. Back then, it was strictly character meet and greets. From what I'm seeing on Instagram, I don't know if it was this way when you went last year.
We didn't do any meet and greets.
Well, no, that's not where I'm going. It seems like just stuff I'm seeing on Instagram this year. There is a ton of, you walk past like characters, not fur characters, but like haunted mansion characters and stuff, and they're
Yep.
like mic'd up, interacting with the crowd,
So
stuff like
last
that,
year,
just scattered around.
as soon as you walked in the door, Corella Deville is like up on a pedestal, just like running her mouth, like
Mm-hmm.
talking that blank. You know what I mean? And she's
Yeah.
giving everybody the business, and that's kind of your first introduction to the actual character game of the Halloween party. But yeah,
Okay.
it was Corella, and she was giving everybody. She had no problem running that mouth, and it was pretty cool. Like, they had the smoke machines underneath her, and it was kind of that welcome to the party vibe, and
Yeah, yeah.
she was having a good time.
Now
So
that you
that
say
was
that, I do remember when we were down there. I'm pretty sure I've told this story on the podcast before, but like my mom was crazy into the Halloween party. Went dressed full Maleficent costume. And they had a thing that there was a dance party, and they would have characters just roaming around in there. And they were like you're talking about, like they'd bring the smoke. They're going after people.
Yeah,
And
they
my
didn't
mom
care.
walked in there and was like, no. I mean, she was, though those characters, I'm surprised she didn't get kicked out of the park. Like she was like, y'all get away from these kids. Like y'all back up.
Yeah, chill out.
But I don't remember all the ones where they were like off to the side, mic'd up,
Yeah, we're not a big haunted mansion, as
Mhm.
far as me and our kids. My mother-in-law is a big haunted mansion fan, and I think they wrote it a handful of times during the Halloween party, but we didn't even venture that way. So maybe there is something going on over there. I can't answer that. I honestly don't know.
I wonder if that's
But
a like a post-COVID, that they brought those in where it's not a full-on interaction. Because I do remember
Yeah.
during that time they had stuff like Chip and Dale would be, which I still think they do sometimes, would be separated where it's not a true meet and greet, but you're still kind of interacting, or
Yeah.
Pooh off in the grass in Epcot. But I thought it was interesting, a fun way to see characters without having to wait in a 20-minute
now I
line.
will say, I've spoken on this every episode, it seems like, but for the Winnie the Pooh ride, they are in a Halloween get up. And what's crazy about the Halloween party is the character meet and greets that I've seen, the wait lines are 3 times longer than the ride itself. Because everybody's wanting to get that rare costume picture. And
Yeah.
we are at the point with our vacations that we would rather ride the ride twice than stand in line for pictures. So
When I've worked 1,000 Halloween parties, and back when I was working in circus, it was Jack Skellington that met back there, and there were parties. It was weird because it depend on how early in the season, when the party was, because there were some parties that weren't that busy where people could go up and meet him. And there were some parties where people spent the entire party waiting in line just to meet Jack Skellington. Like that's what they spent their party
which is
ticket
crazy,
money on.
but
I remember walking backstage to go get they have this little cafeteria backstage, and walking by and turn the corner, and there's Jack Skellington walking by me carrying a bucket. I don't know what he was doing, but
trick or treating, man. He's going trick or treating.
It's like a Home Depot bucket.
Yeah, that's
doing
what you
some
need.
serious
That is
trick-or-treating.
what you need at the Halloween party, is a 5-gallon bucket for
Yeah.
sure. I've got obviously there's event exclusive merch. Check that out. And the Disney Photo Pass experience is available. And now I'm gonna head back to the not so spooky spectacular fireworks show. I don't remember much about it. Maybe we caught the tail end of it after the parade as we're on the way out. But the Boo to You parade, I'm not a Disney guy enough to be able to talk to you about the history of the parades and what parade I like the best and this, that, or the other. But the Boo to You parade for a non-Disney guy growing up is fantastic. It really is. It is a song that if you heard it on the radio, you'd think, I'll never listen to that again, but you'll sing it for the next 2 weeks. Boo to You. And you can clip that for your clips on Instagram, but it's such an awesome parade. It starts with the Headless Horseman, and spoiler alerts, it's obviously everybody in their Halloween get up, and you've got the I don't know what they're called, but the grave diggers, scraping their shovels on the ground and sparking the place up.
That's
and
awesome.
yeah, it's a awesome parade, and it's not, like I said, my 3-year-old is skittish, but it's not crazy enough to where it's running kids off. It's a very kind of interactive parade with the cast members, talking to the audience as they're walking by. It's like I said, I'm not a big parade guy. I don't know the history of the parades and which one is best, but the Booty Parade is definitely something worth the price of admission, if we're being honest.
I love the Booty Parade. I was having internet trouble, and I heard maybe 5% of what you said, but ditto.
I was wondering because on my end you were like this,
love.
like you were just
Yeah.
you were just
No,
all in what I was saying.
I was for sure. I was fake smiling. I heard
Dude,
you. I
I'm
heard,
killing it. I'm
I heard
killing it.
I heard the shovels part, which I was going to bring
Yeah.
up.
You
Like
commented
that,
on that.
something about that, and you got the Haunted Mansion Ghost, are just legit, and yeah, parade all around, incredible. What else we got?
That is pretty much all I've got for the Halloween party. Like I said, this year will be a new adventure for the Halloween party because it's been such a stressful situation with, a 6-month-old, and we're not wanting to split the family up because the oldest didn't really want to be out there. It was past his bedtime anyway. So I feel like this year we'll really get a full idea of the Halloween party, as we'll be able to kind of party later and take advantage of the later hours. By the
Right.
time the party's really getting started, we're ready to pack it up and go back to the room and get some sleep. So hopefully
They
this
did
year.
change the cast member costumes
I
for
saw
passing out
that. I
candy,
saw there was kind of.
which,
I saw
as a
that
former
from
cast member, not happy about.
That's what I've saw or seen from former cast members. They like what's been done in the past. They not too fired up about the new ones.
I had one candy giving out shift that that was put on my schedule, and I gave it away. So I never actually did that, but so most of my coworkers did, and I don't know. It was an iconic outfit. But all right, let's hop in. Next on our list, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Yeah.
Happens, so specifically this year, November 8th to December 22nd. Ranges from $189 to $229, and it's from 7 p.m. to midnight. But just like you said with the Halloween one, you can get in starting at 4. And I remember, like, as a cast member,
Which is more
what we did,
valuable
that was one of the
than you
best.
really think about, if you're being honest. Like you kind of get your whole second half of the day. It's those extra couple hours is really valuable.
No, the getting in at 4 is awesome. I remember as a cast member being like, what you would do is, everybody's got their wristbands and whatever on. They would come through the line, and as soon as the last person comes through at 7 o'clock, what you do is you quit letting people on the line, and you have one cast member hop in the line and actually wait all the way through the line with the last actual park guest, and then you get to ride the ride at the end of it. You follow everybody straight onto the ride, you ride the ride, and then y'all form a big line, and you kind of start ushering people out of the park who don't have on a wristband.
All right, so answer
Kinda
this:
clearing it out.
is that a position that everybody's fighting for? I get to end the line and ride the ride for the last ride of the night.
Yeah, I think once we figured out that was a thing, people would ask to do it, but it wasn't like it was usually just like a manager walks up and it's like, hey, I need you to go do it. And you're like, cool. And you go do it. It wasn't like a special position. Like, it wasn't like Caleb's the follow around guy and ride the ride. And we worked on
I
Dumbo,
wanna
so
be the
it was only
caboose
so
tonight.
exciting. Yeah. Much more exciting if you work
Yeah.
on Mine Train.
But didn't you?
But
You worked on Dumbo, but you also worked on what's the Goofy ride?
Barnstormer.
The
Barnstormer.
Barnstormer. That'd be a good one to
Mhm.
ride in the end of the night.
No, it's a good time for sure. All right. It is so one of the cool. I mean, first off, the big part of this, you're just in Disney World for the holidays. If you've gone to the Christmas party, that means you're down there at arguably the best time. There's Christmas trees everywhere. The decor is phenomenal. It's just awesome. You go out there, it's snowing on Main Street. There's Christmas music all throughout the park. Which, I mean, like I said, for the Halloween too, I think I've got those soundtracks memorized at this point. Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Parade. I absolutely love it. That's one of those where, love the parade. I mean, just normally, but that's also the one. I know you hadn't been to Disney World during Christmas, but that's the one. If y'all have ever watched the Disney Christmas parade on,
Mhm.
Christmas morning, that's the same
Yep.
one that you're seeing there. And then, so that's only during the park, or if you're there on the parade taping day, you can also catch it then. And then you've got Minnie's wonderful Christmas time fireworks. I don't remember if that's what they were called when I was there. I imagine they're pretty close to the same thing. But fun Christmas themed fireworks show. All the characters throughout the park are in their Christmas attire, which, I mean, I love getting to see the unique characters. You can go and you can meet Santa. There's a Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration stage show. And then the cookies and the cocoa are also included. I think it said it also had cold beverages, but there's some snacks, a little bit of snacks and drinks in the cost of your admission too. And then you've got some specialty food. What they have on their list so far, obviously we got a ways to go before the Christmas party. But what there's up there right now, the carne asada loaded fries from Pecos Bill. They've got snowflake ornament desserts, and they've got hazelnut carrot cakes. Yeah.
Out of the
And then
three, which one do you want? Which one would you try first?
I would go with the hazelnut carriage.
Yeah, I
cakes.
would too. I would too.
Yeah. I think that'd be the way. And I'm a huge, this isn't exclusive to the Christmas party. I'm a huge Jingle Cruise fan. I don't know if you've ever seen that. I know I've worn the shirt on here, but that's one of the only Disney World rides that gets a full, Disneyland is big into giving rides overlays during the holidays and stuff. Disney World doesn't do that as much, but we do get the Jingle Cruise. So they redecorate a lot of the Jungle Cruise, and they change a lot of the jokes to Christmas themed jokes, and it's a good time. So if you're ever there in the holidays, don't skip the Jingle Cruise.
I think my boys over at the Tomorrowland Speedway get a big overlay.
Do they?
I think so, because I remember, I don't know why it came up, but I was talking to one of the workers at Tomorrowland Speedway last time we were there, and they were like, man, ain't nothing as bad as having to deal with all these folks wanting to see the overlay for, around Christmas time.
Interesting.
So I don't know exactly what it is, but I think it's in that kind of open area in between the corners,
like Christmas trees and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, all the decoration, we've talked about it before, but I mean, one of my favorite times at Disney World is the holidays. Just the atmosphere, the vibe. It's a whole different ball of wax. So huge fan of Christmas time in general, and I like that you get the, all the fun stuff that comes with it. All right,
On to the next.
On to the next.
So I've got another Christmas one coming up. We are our trips are always back half of the summer, in the introduction into the early, fall. Is the weather or not the weather, but the crowds in between Thanksgiving and Christmas as chaotic as they are in my head? In my head, I don't want to be there.
No.
Like the holiday crowds, are they as crazy as I'm picturing?
It depends on. There is a definite split. So when we would go growing up, was actually the first week of December, and it was phenomenal. That is when you go. That's when a lot of people are having midterm exams and stuff.
Yeah, school's not out just yet.
We would try to hit right in there. Once you get right up to Christmas, it's a little worse. The absolute worst is right after Christmas. Between Christmas and New Year's is a nightmare.
Yeah.
The Thanksgiving to Christmas, I don't think it's terrible. And there's definitely some lulls in there where it's actually pretty nice. But I don't remember exactly right up. I know Christmas Day wasn't bad. I don't remember the exact lead ups and stuff though.
Yeah. It's definitely a time of year I want to go. But that late September trip for us has definitely been a kind of gold mine, because you're back to school already. You're full blown, Oktoberfest / Halloween folks. They're kind of waiting until October to start before they're going. So that last couple weeks of September has kind of been a good spot for us. But I've always wanted to hit that Christmas.
That's the exact reason our last trip, we went one of the first 2 weeks in November. So it was it wasn't full blown Christmas theme, but they were putting up the Christmas stuff, and crowds weren't bad because people were in school before the holidays and all that. But yeah, same plan that y'all have just for the Christmas stuff.
But yeah, I'll get into my next one. I've got a Christmas one coming up. We're going Jollywood Nights. Haven't done it. Don't know nothing about it. This is all strictly Disney's website, ChatGPT, YouTube.
But before you fully get into this, I'll say I did run into our good buddy Spencer, who's been on the show several times today. I told him that we were going to record tonight events, and the first thing he said was Jollywood Nights. He was like, Jollywood Nights he was like, it's got like a little bit more adult themed. He was like, it's awesome.
Yeah. I was about to say, with him saying that fits into what I read. This is not a kids event. Obviously, kids are welcome, but this is more of from what I've read, it sounds like if you want to ride the good rides a bunch of times, get some good food, get some good drinks. It's not really, it's obviously got the Christmas theming, it sounds like, but it's more of just a party. It's running November the 7th to January the 5th. It's the same way as what we've already talked about. You got to buy a separate ticket than your park ticket. I think gates open 7:30 to 12:30 in the morning, but you can get in at 5:30, I think. I think it's got that 2-hour window like the rest of them. Prices, I've got it right here. Prices are from $169 to $199, but the good news is for all your kids between the ages of 3 and 9, you do get $10 off that price. So if it's $199 for you, your kids are only $189.
There you go.
Yeah,
not too bad.
Bring your kids. I've got kind of a list of some of the Jack Skellington does make his appearance at the Nightmare Before Christmas sing-along at the Hyperion Theater. It's a Jack Skellington's sing-along songs from the Nightmare Before Christmas. I've got a few more kind of things you could visit shows-wise. I'm not going to get into that. Some of the characters that you can meet during this Jollywood Nights, Chewbacca's first on the list, but I'll go the Partysaurus Rex is big in our house right now. Have you seen the short on Disney Plus of Partysaurus, and they're partying in the bathtub?
Yeah.
Don't know why, but bros, he loves that. So we might have to just pay $10 less than my ticket for him to go see Partysaurus Rex.
I'm all about that. Like I was saying with the other, I love the interesting character stuff. That's I'm about some Partysaurus Rex. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be a cool one to definitely check out. You got Lotso from Toy Story, the Mandalorian and Grogu, Phineas and Ferb, Max, Goof as Powerline. That would be a cool one.
Oh, nice.
I think I might have seen him at the Halloween party last year.
Okay.
Not sure. You got Chip and Dale, and here's a good one: is Stitch dressed as Santa Claus?
There you go. I was told they also have. Spencer was like, dude, he's like, the characters, he's like, they got Santa Duffy. So, well, yeah. You know who Duffy is?
No, but funny story. When I was making my, funny story, didn't even bring that up. When I was making my list, it said Chip and Dale, and it said Duffy, and it said Stitch dressed as Santa, and I deleted Duffy because I don't know who the heck that is. So
Duffy. So Duffy it is not unlike, I'm pretty sure, it's not unlike Figment. They never had a show, never had a movie. That's just strictly I think he's called like Duffy the Disney Bear or something. Mm-hmm. It's just like a teddy bear meet and greet, but he never had a ride either. It's just straight up.
Just a character, just a
mascot.
Just
started meeting at the park one day, and people are all about it. So,
I literally deleted him off my list. I didn't have a clue who it was.
But the thing is, you used to be able to just meet Duffy, I think, regularly, but now it's like he's like a specialty. Does not
Very
come out
rare.
often. Yeah.
Some other cool ones would be like Frozone's there, Mike Wazowski, obviously Scrooge McDuck. That'd be kind of a cool, rare picture to take. Yeah.
That would.
Let's see. I made a note of this. I don't know anything about it. It's called Jingle Bell Jam. And I quoted this because it kind of hit me as like, that would be cool to see. It takes place at the Chinese Theater. It seems like it's kind of like a graphic overlay like Main Street is for the fireworks show. But it says, watch in awe as heartwarming holiday moments from your favorite Disney films are brought to life at the park's iconic Chinese Theater. and it's fireworks, lasers, lights, projections, whatever, Christmas music. But that
Hmm.
kind of seemed like, just the way it read, I thought, that might be a very cool thing to see. I don't know what time it is. I don't know if it's the ending to the party, if it's the beginning to the party. I don't know much about it. It was on Disney's website, and as soon as I read it, I thought I want to put that in my notes because that seems like something that would be cool. The heartwarming holiday moments from your favorite Disney films are brought to life. So if any of our listeners have any thoughts on this Jingle Bell Jam, let us know, because that one struck
I
a nerve for me for some reason. I really don't know why, but it seems like that would be a cool one to check out.
I've maybe once. I don't know that I recall ever watching a show up there at the like center area of Hollywood. They started doing them around the time we left down there. So I mean, like I think I was working down there, or at least Kathleen was, while that was going on. But anytime we're in Hollywood at night, we're going to Fantasmic.
Mm,
So we're always missing whatever's going on up there at the center of the park. And I know they have like nighttime stuff, but that's one of those that I never catch that I need to at some point. They used to have an American Idol finale right there, but
really?
all right, getting off. No, not no, no. I'm going down a rabbit hole. That okay. Frozen Ever After. You know what I'm talking about? The sing along thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That might not be what it's called. The Frozen show. That used to be American Idol, but
It's
it would
one of the
happen.
things you just mentioned.
Yeah, it would happen like every hour. But it'd be guests from the parks. So like not legit American Idol, but there'd just be people competing, and
Was
everybody
it
who won.
karaoke?
Yes, it was just karaoke, but they'd fill out that whole theater. There were buttons where the audience members got to vote. So you picked the winner
No
at the end of
way.
it, and then everybody who won had to go to the center of the park at that night, and they had to battle it out for the American
That's
Idol of the
that's
day.
that's pretty wicked
It
awesome, if you're being honest.
it
That's
was
pretty cool.
it was sorry EP way better than Frozen.
I
It was great.
I've been in the Frozen sing along, and
Frozen,
it is
it's fun.
it is a jam. I'm not
It
gonna
is a
lie. You
jam.
get in there with a whole bunch of 6-year-old girls that are singing that, and it's boy, they make you realize that there's a reason they made that movie. So
6-year-old
they
girls,
they
brother. I know the words
they
to Frozen.
they love that. It's crazy. But other than that, same thing as the Halloween party. You got your special your Jollywood Nights merchandise, and also I think that is a PhotoPass event as well. You can sign up for PhotoPass, get your pictures made, download them.
All right. So for my next one, I'm going with Run Disney, and we've got us a full Run Disney episode. So if you really want some detail, go check that out with our guy Tony, who is a Run Disney expert. But I'm gonna hit with a quicker overview. There are 4 different weekends where they have Run Disney events in Disney World. Now they have these in Disneyland. They've got virtual ones. They've got all kinds of other stuff, but I'm just kind of hitting on the Disney World. The kind of the granddaddy of them all is the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend, and that happens at the beginning of January every year. So you can do a 5. They're a little on the pricier side, but you're at Disney World. 5K is $125. 10K is $175. The half marathon's $269. The marathon's $255. And then there's a Goofy's race and half marathon challenge. So you do the half marathon and the marathon. That's $495. And then the Dopey challenge, which is where you run every single race, and that's $769. And those races, they're not on the same day like they would be your local marathon or whatever. It's like 5K Thursday, 10K Friday, half Saturday, full Sunday. So you get a day off, but that would still be, brother, you better be in some running shape
So
to
what
make it through that.
the Dopey is,
The Dope is the one that has them all.
that's the highest on the list. That's the one
Yeah.
that everybody's trying to hit.
Yeah.
And
That's
you're leaving your Run Disney event with what, 4 medals? Or is that 3?
I think you get 5K, 10K, half marathon, and then you get a special Dopey.
It's a 5 medal.
So it'd be 5 medals.
That's
5
right.
medals, 4 races. That's right. So I bet I think you get because there's also the Goofies race, which is the half and the full. I think
So
you'd
you
get a
get
medal
that,
for
so
that.
it'd be
I think you'd
6.
get 6 medals. I mean, you're getting a lot. Now it's $769. I did say I just pulled the prices for the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend. They varied a little bit from race to race, but that's roughly
I'll
where
be
they
honest with you,
landed.
where I thought you were going right there. I thought you were about to say I've pulled the prices to get those medals made, and it would be 76
Yeah, just get
bucks.
the medal made. You don't got to do all that running.
Yeah, that's a lot of
You
that's a lot of suffering for
you can pay
80 bucks worth
$769.
of medals.
You can pay $769 to go run and get the medals, or you can pay $200 and just get the medals.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you make your decision there.
We have found the supplier of the medals.
But from talking to our boy Tony, that's the big one, and that's the only one that has a full marathon. All the rest of them only go up to a half. That's the only one that has a full marathon, and I think that's also it's the more crowded one, but it's the big one, and they hit a different theme for all these every year. Like the medals have different stuff on them. It's not like if you want to go back year after year, it's not the exact same thing. This is another one where a big appeal to a lot of people is that there are a ton of characters that you hardly ever get to see out there. I mean, like you'll be seeing some very old school Disney throwback characters, and even some like today's Disney Junior stuff that like you don't like see them in the parks. A lot of very unique stuff and theming, and I think we talked a while back. Like they had for people running the I don't remember. I think it was the springtime one last year, maybe, and they ran through all the Star Wars stuff, and there's blasters going off and fog and like. And you're running through the parks, which is awesome. Like the full marathon, you're running through all 4 parks. So I think it's a little bit of a different route every year. But that's the big one. Then you've got the Wine and Dine half marathon, which that one is coming up in October. So that's the next one actually happening. And, that one has always been, it's appealed to me. It happens right before Halloween. Only, like I said, only goes up to a half, but this is the only one that has a huge nighttime after party. I think all of them have a little like finish the race and you can grab some drinks or whatever right at the finish line. But this has here, let me look at my actual notes. It kind of like the Halloween and the Christmas party, you get park access after 5 p.m. Or starting at 5 p.m. And then the party itself starts at 10 p.m. So, I mean, you're almost getting an after hours event in and of itself. Party starts at 10 p.m. and the party ends at 1. So you get a 3-hour party and you're getting in the park at 5 p.m. It's in Epcot and it's for food and wine. So some of the food and wine booths are open, select rides are open, but it's a very limited number of people that are in the park. So, I mean, I think you're doing this with virtually no wait time. You can, if you have friends and family who you want to go, they can buy a ticket to the party for $125. So you can bring your friends and family who are there on the trip with you as well. But that seems like the biggest perk for a race to me, honestly, because I think the prices were somewhat similar to the other races, but you also get this giant after party.
Yeah, that's kind of cool too that you get to bring your friends and family for $125. That's way cheaper than some of these after hours parties we've talked about. So
now the difference here, I don't think all the rides are open. It's not a full blown. It's select
the big
rides.
Ones are. The big ones are going to be. So
you're also exhausted.
Yeah.
But that one, I don't know. That one's always jumped out.
Even if Pooh's open. And some of the big ones aren't. You can just literally sit on Pooh and ride it until you want to get off. It sounds like the crowd's so low that
you're in Epcot, but
okay, well
you can't do that.
Not Pooh, but
not Pooh, Ratatouille,
not
Spaceship Earth
at all. Garden Grill is in Magic Kingdom. I told you earlier in the episode.
Fair enough.
I missed that. I missed that Epcot. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're in Epcot. Well, so it's this one specifically.
Maybe living with the land, you can just sit on until you want to get off.
What they actually had written, and I skipped over it. The whole race centered around the taste and tales of the world showcase countries. So this is kind of an Epcot themed race in and of itself. Um, the Wine and Dine Marathon weekend. So yeah, it's kind of centered around Epcot, and then you have this big Epcot party at the end. But that one sounds
Definitely
awesome
makes
to me.
sense.
The other one you got late February, you have the Princess Half Marathon. Obviously princess themed, but they mix it up every year. They came out with the medals not that long ago, and I think there's like a Moana and
I saw Moana
some
for
really
sure.
cool medals. The add-on for that one, and now I guess it's a paid add-on. I saw that, you know what, now that I'm looking at, I saw that there was a paid add-on. Maybe that's for friends and family as well. Maybe it's included in yours. I'm not sure, but there was a Disney Princess Yoga that was also with that. Should have researched that a little more. That may be in the park. I don't know.
Hey, what would that be? Tell me about that yoga.
Yoga, that's mostly stretching, if I'm not mistaken.
With the princesses.
Princess stretching. Yeah.
All right.
You go to a princess PT class, basically. And then the last one, in early April every year, you go to the springtime surprise weekend. And that is, I literally, after all these other ones, and then I looked at that one, what I wrote down, I'm going to have notes on notes on notes. I wrote down springtime surprise weekend, early April. So,
early April.
There you go. I do think that's one of the
tickets now.
That's one of the smaller ones. And from talking to anybody who's a runner, from talking to Tony, that's the one where it's starting to get hot out. If you're running a half marathon, or actually, and that one may not go up to half. I think that one maybe go up to a 10K, or a 10 miler. But
I think it is actually on Disney's website. This one is for the non-sissies, right? I think it said this is if you like to strap on the bootstraps and sweat, this is for you. Bring you big boy boots. We're running in the heat. I think that's actually what Disney World posted on their website. That's crazy. Couldn't believe it when I saw it.
No. If that was true, they'd be doing the half. But now, Run Disney, like we've talked about it before, that's on my list. That's a big one I'm wanting to hit.
We were definitely we'll go on and we can bring this up now. We were hot and heavy about it while we had Tony on. I was kind of in my final stages of recovery from the knee deal. It has turned out to be just the running situation for me is not as comfortable as it used to be before the knee injury. So my enthusiasm about the Run Disney has calmed down until I can 3 miles around the neighborhood is a struggle for me. So we were wanting to plan a trip for 2027, early spring, but y'all definitely heard us calm down on that talk. So it's definitely on our bucket list.
You're gonna have to do a little bit more of that princess yoga. Well, get you back in the game.
I'm gonna get that 5K medal, whatever they got on it that year. We're gonna get the 5K medal.
Still be sweet,
but it's definitely on our list. I've thought about this a lot. I'm like, man, we were hot and heavy on the Run Disney stuff for a little bit, but I've spent a lot more time on a bicycle than I have running because the knee just does not like the concrete right now. So
yeah,
that is where we are.
And I get that. All right, what you got? What's your last one? I'm interested to hear this one.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of glad that your last one on the Run Disney kind of fizzled out because that is how I feel the H2 Glow for me.
Oh.
It kind of fizzled out as far as just information. It's at Typhoon Lagoon. It's a 3-hour party from 8 to 11. You can get in with that ticket at 6 o'clock. It runs, it started back in June. I think it runs through the first week of September, if I'm not mistaken. It's a $90 entry ticket. It's a DJ party atmosphere. The only notes I have on this are the characters that you get to dance with at the dance party. So let me get to it. I got Chip and Dale, Donald Duck, Daisy Duck, Scrooge McDuck, which I thought was kind of...
Oh, he's a big-time swimmer. He's a duck.
He's a duck.
He's got webbed feet.
So's Finding Nemo, but he ain't there. And Launch...
No, he's not
Launchpad McQuack. Didn't even Google it. Don't know what that is. This is a party. Cool. This is one of the after-hour parties where you get I think it's the free popcorn, the free Mickey ice cream sandwich, I think it is. And then I think you get to pick kind of if you want a 20-ounce Coke, Sprite, or water type deal. You get the free snacks, which is a huge bonus. You could eat $89 with that really quick. You just in popcorn and Coke. So get your money's worth there. I said I don't have information on this because there's not a lot to it besides it's just a water park at night. This might be the one I want to go to the most. I think this in late August would be a fantastic night. 10 o'clock at a water park. There's nobody there. You can just ride whatever water slides you want. I feel like this would be an awesome event to hit. I've never done it. We've talked about it before when we were in the college program. We went swimming with sharks. That was the only time I've ever been to a Disney water park. I felt like that was kind of a short-circuited water park adventure. I don't remember much of what we did, and I don't think we did a ton, but I feel like getting to hit some of these water slides and hitting Typhoon Lagoon at night would be a awesome experience, and would probably be the one that, especially price-wise, you're 3 times cheaper than the rest.
That's what I was thinking looking at these, is the price point on that one seems by far the most manageable of the stuff we're talking about.
Yeah, you can go to after hours at the water park. You can go eat one person at any sit-down restaurant in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Like $75 a meal per plate, anywhere other than a quick service.
Popcorn and Mickey bars for dinner.
Would be my first time. So
no, I'd be down to try that one for sure.
Yeah. And I did feel like that one was a very dance party vibe from the YouTube videos I watched. That's what everybody that I watched tend to go towards, the DJ and the dance party, because that's where the characters are there, is at that dance party. But the water slides, there wouldn't be no wait line at all. So that would be a very cool experience.
Yeah. No, I would love to do that. Because, okay, that's a 3-hour. I don't know if you can. Maybe can you, like the Christmas parties and stuff? Can you get in early and then it
6.
starts?
You can get in at 6 with a ticket.
And what time does it start?
I think it is at 8 to 11. Let me hold on. I exit down my notes.
So technically, you can hang out for 5 hours.
Yeah. So you can get in early entries at 6 for the party. The party's from 8 to 11. So yeah, from 6 to 11, you can get in for a $90 ticket. So it's definitely worth the price of admission there.
That seems like a great deal, because
I don't know when the free Mickey bars and popcorn will start. I'm assuming, once they run all the guests out.
Once the party starts, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to jump into the after hours, just in the parks, the after hours, paid after hours. And I would love for someone to message me and tell me I'm wrong about this, but this does not seem like as good a deal as that to me. $159 to $189. It's a 3-hour event, but yeah, you can get in at 7 p.m. on most nights, and then it was varying times on when it actually started. It just depends on when the park closes that night. So park may close at 9, 9:30, 10, and it's 3 hours from whenever the park closes. But just like the water park, when you get popcorn, you get Mickey bars, Mickey sandwiches, bottled drinks, those are all free. I mean, and it really seems kind of like the old school extra magic hours, but you got to pay for it now. So maybe that's where the luster goes away for me, is because I just, most of my time going was in a period where you got to do this for free.
So I think that is where the value is actually increased, because there's a lot of people that have that same, not doing it because it used to be free. So there's not that many people doing this from what I've seen.
Yeah, well, I mean, the tickets are limited too. Or do you think just a bunch of people are just not doing it at all? Because I mean, the extra magic hours, it was only resort guests. So I mean, the park it was up till 3 a.m.
There's so many resort guests. Like I hear that a lot. Yeah. Early entry for only resort guests, but there's so many resort guests. Like
no.
I feel like a lot of that, it used to be free, so I'm not going to pay $200, but the people that do pay that $200, I mean, you get to just kind of, like I said when I was talking about poo earlier, you kind of just stay on a ride until you want to get off. It seems like I haven't done it, but from I've spent a lot of time looking into it because it interests me a lot. But
I would still say though, go ahead and jump into our recap of all the things that we talked about. That one seems the least appealing to me. I'd rather spend an extra $20-$30 from that and go to a Christmas party or a Halloween party where they've also got the extra characters and snacks and theming. I'd rather do a Run Disney, or I'd rather save money and do the Typhoon Lagoon and get basically the same amount of time and save the $110, you know.
So I'll break down. So I've looked into this one the most because this is one that the timing that we go is always bad because the only park still running these after hours is Epcot. And I don't feel like Epcot for me is worth the price of admission. But I've always in my head considered if Magic Kingdom was running it during late September or if Hollywood Studios was running it during late September, I'd pay the $170 or whatever it may cost. And I would go back to the room and I'd get the kids to sleep. The wife don't want to go back out. So it would kind of just be a me trip into the after hours of Hollywood Studios. That's kind of been the dream situation. If I could get this ticket for Hollywood during our week vacation there, I would 100% buy it if it was $250.
It'd just be you sick, riding Star Tours and Rock and Roller Coaster over and over again.
Dude, the Slinky Dog Dash, Toy Story Mania. But like I said, it's usually Epcot's the only one that kind of extends into late September from what I've seen over the last 2 years. But I love Magic Kingdom would be sweet too. That would definitely be a ticket I'd buy. But in my head, I've always pictured kids will be asleep, and this is going to be my time to go kind of after hours the park by myself. That would be an awesome trip.
I think all of these two are, like I said, we haven't really done this a lot. But if you're someone who wants to have a rest day at the parks, I think these are solid for if you want to have like a pool day, and then you can get back at the parks at, depending on the event, 5, 6, 7. Get back in the park in that afternoon, and then do something that's cool and themed or limited capacity. That would be when I would do it. I don't think I would spend a full day in the parks and then tack on another $200 to do one of these. But
I will say this too, for people who were at the parks during these after hours events, like if Magic Kingdom has a Halloween party that night, they're going to close early. A lot of people will stay away from that park because they're closing early. Go to the park that morning because there's going to be so many people that head to Hollywood, that head to Epcot, Animal Kingdom, because Magic Kingdom's closing early. But you can literally go get in 6 hours what it would take you 12 to normally do. So
if you got park hoppers.
Yeah. And you can head to Hollywood that night or whatever.
But that's what makes it the deal. Is the people who don't have park hoppers, they're not going to show up there.
They're not going to Magic Kingdom that day.
Magic Kingdom Day. Right. So you are going to have shorelines and stuff. That's a great call out.
I feel like we did, I told you, I've spoke about this on the pod before with my knee last year. We had that rest day built in. I think we might have did it on our Halloween party night. We didn't use our park tickets for that day, and we kind of just sat around and maybe went to the party that night. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll be corrected, but
I think that would be a solid move right there.
Mm-hmm. Get you a good sleep in, get you a good breakfast, hang around, shop before you know it's time to go back to the park.
I like it though. I mean, some cool events that are outside of the. So if you were picking one to do, let's pretend that your knee's not all busted up. Just the event itself.
Yeah.
Well, would you consider the Run Disney, or do these other ones appeal to you more?
The Run Disney's cool, but I hate running. The suffering that comes with running, we're gonna mark that off the list.
All right. You do got to prep for a long time for.
Yeah, like I just said, the after hours, it is a steep ticket. It's the same price as actual, a party, a Halloween or Christmas party, but the after hours in my head, get the kids to bed, go hit up Hollywood for the next 3 hours. That's a really cool idea. But the water park, that's really, you save you some dough there. And a water park at nighttime is kind of cool because most water parks close at sunset, and maybe an hour after. So hit some water slides at 10 p.m. after a day of drinking around the world might be a jam. That might be the ticket.
Where are your floaties on that one?
Where are your floaties?
Safety first. But I'm with you. I think that's the main one that I mean, obviously I hadn't done a Run Disney, but I've done the parties. I used to do the extra magic hours. The H2O Glow sounds very interesting to me.
I like it.
If it were just me, I think I'd do Run Disney would also be cool. But and taking my kids to the parties. I'm just saying, from my perspective, I've done the parties. Not to say I wouldn't want to do them again, but
I did think about this. What I started with I don't even remember what I started with, but the Halloween party, and then I did Jollywood, you did the Christmas party, then all of a sudden you did the Run Disney. Run Disney's kind of grouped in this category strangely as just a kind of paid for outside of the park ticket event. So that's one reason we brought it to this episode. For anybody thinking that why'd y'all just hit Run Disney in the middle of some parties?
I was thinking the after hours seemed weird.
Mm-hmm. But it kind of fits in with the H2 Glow deal, so I don't understand Disney's website, but here we are breaking it down for
they
the
have
listeners.
them grouped weird on the website. So this is how we grouped them.
But definitely,
so we could turn it into an episode.
Definitely hitting the water park. If I had to pick one from this episode.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I like it.
So next time we play the game, when you say we're going to Magic Kingdom,
we're going to stay there.
Just stick to Magic Kingdom.
I'm going to put a sticky note right there. It says
You'll be like,
Magic
we're only going to guess rides inside Hollywood Studios. And I'm going, Frozen! Elsa! You'll be like, what, bro?
No, that's on me. That was the perfect thing got said, and my brain went elsewhere.
Man, but I'm glad dinner is not the talking point of the episode. It's definitely Garden Grill.
Yeah.
Guys, thank y'all for listening to this week's episode. Wherever you get your podcasts, hit us up, whether it's Apple, Spotify. We would love for y'all to check us out on YouTube. We do a live. We record and we post it on YouTube. Get on there, like it, subscribe, comment on the YouTube video. We'd love to read your comments. We'd love to read your opinions about what we say. Check us out on Instagram. Check our merch out. We have a link tree tied to our Instagram account. Check out our merch. We got some t-shirts. We got some Grandpa Disney shirts out there.
Yes, sir.
And for all y'all coffee drinkers, we may have some Grandpa coffee mugs coming over the next 6 months. We have yet to talk about this plan, but we may talk about this plan after this episode. But it would be it'd be easy to put that sexy face on a coffee mug.
Whoop, whoop. But don't forget to check out, just as importantly, the Skipper and Maine. Also, in our bio.
Skipper and Maine would be a great shirt to wear to the Halloween party. So here's what I was going to talk about that. Let me go back to that really quick, and then we'll break right back into the outro.
Back into
the problem with the Halloween party that I've noticed is the Halloween party is up until the hot time of the year. Is when the Halloween party ends, it's still hot in Orlando, and so you don't want to wear a Halloween costume. My mother-in-law makes us jam up t-shirts. We kind of take some. We get to pick our t-shirts, and she puts us together some t-shirts. But the Halloween party you don't want to go dressed up in a full-blown Sully outfit because it's going to be a hot night in the Magic Kingdom. That's my only problem with the Halloween party. Yeah.
Brother, so y'all the ones picking September though.
That's the best place to wear
your Skipper and Maine t-shirts. You could go on October 20th.
We could, but still be hot. You still ain't going in a Sully costume or a Simba costume.
Yeah, no, rock your Skipper and Maine there. You can be a Disney dad for Halloween.
Thank you all for listening to this week's episode of the Wild Stats in the Wilderness. Later!
See y'all.